Jet Dish, no doubt.
Stumbling back to your gaff, still up at the crack of dawn. The smell of fire over my backyard wall, and you went to the morning weather in the fall. The sound of metal clattering and cordial man, working class hero without the fame, fixing things for the whole road in a workshop down our lane. The day after your workshop blew down, I felt your heart drown. No place left to look to make you proud. Your life's work left in rubber on the ground, and you just stood around. Days in your garden after all that you had left, and the dust never settled on your back step. But you still smiled at me as I saw you over me back garden wall. You never mentioned the fall, you just asked me how I was. And it fucking broke me when I couldn't be there. When they drove you dead down the road, gardens apart and no hugs to show, just the sound of my man's voice on the phone. And me writing a eulogy alone online, far outside the 5k crying. But I could still hear your voice in my head, saying when are you gonna write a song about me instead? And all of us as teenagers playing metalcore tunes in my shed. And you saying it sounded like Joe Dolan. I still rate the joke. The day after my best mate died, I called in to say that I'd be up all night, making noise and chaos in my shed with my boys. And I cried, and I saw tears in your eyes. We've half lost it by that point in your life. All your memories fade into the back of your mind. But you remembered your wife, and the day that she died, you told me, David, you will be alright. You built your gates with your hands. You were a working class man. And you spoke dear to me, man, how much you missed your wife, and I miss you now you're gone. Brendan, yeah mate, I miss you now you're gone. Brendan, you built your gates with your hands in a working class land, and I miss the words you sang along the 60s show bands. I miss you now you're gone. Brendan, yeah mate, I miss you now you're gone. Brendan.
I hope all eventually is coming. I'm trying to go to dancing. When I got worked and I done and in hard times and obviously we get the keep on this up in this country.
7 p.m. at the end of summer, work wraps up for the day, and it's the 54A back home. No dreams, no wonder, and Kareem the drummer playing on the phone. Crashing up the stairs, the seats at the back of the bus are free. Empty cans roll down the deck as they land at my feet. The sounds of the streets wash over me as I relax into the beats. Until a hand on my shoulder breaks the peace, and I turn to see two lads the age of me, cans in hand and a grin of brown teeth each. They want a smoke or a joint or a speaker to play tunes. The back of the bus is always its own room. My plans are ruined because I can deliver on the square root of fuck all. And as tensions brew, I try to stall and find the only way I know how to break the fall. Because God knows it's coming soon. These lads aren't impressed, and there's raised voices and fingers pressed into my chest. But this is a daily madness, so nothing brings stress. And as the chat gets vocal and the streets pass by, I notice something else in my new mate's eyes. I stop and say, is Aaron your name? It's Dave from Donamead. I know I don't look the same as I did, and I haven't seen you since we were kids, and we played ball in the backfields, and you would feed us with the sweets and the drinks that you'd steal. And we both joined the same local team, but he could never afford his match subs. His man dad went out and spent it in pubs. And then he told me that's why he quit, because he couldn't afford to go on the team trips. And he left school for half the same reasons. Couldn't afford the books or the bags that were in season. And midway through another tale, I noticed the dirt under his nails and the burns on his hands. There's no treatment that's really free in this land. See, one day he was here and then he disappeared, and we always knew he lived in fear. I know he stabbed the kid in Airfield when he was only 15. The blood rushing through his hands each time he dreams, and he never goes back to the skin and never back to his old home. 13 years later and still out to roam. He tells me he's trying to find relief in cracked pipes and foil sheets, and he never mentions that kid left in the street. And then he turns away from me and he starts to weep. Aaron. That's my old school friend Aaron. And he's lost with his new friend Aaron. Crack cocaine's got your blue friend Aaron. I still love you, friend Aaron. And you hate what you do, friend Aaron. But you just did what you knew, friend Aaron. And I'm sorry, it's true, friend Aaron. I'm sorry, it's true, friend Aaron.